It's kind of funny because it's the same way Gotea said towards us. Gotea specifically says beat Babylonia, or aka beat all 7 singularities, then I'll acknowledge you as my first threat. And then you got the Romani body snatcher specifically saying beat all 7 lost belts, and then I'll acknowledge you as a quote unquote threat. Which is very nice. What up, Swiper? Alright, moving on to the next chapter. I'm so tired. Is this the objective cavern that we're supposed to arrive today, right? It says, yeah, I'm used to walking and all that, but who are those guys carrying guns all around? I wonder what they are. It says, yeah, we've been assaulted by them countless of times that I stopped counting. Are they maybe, like, the underlings of the Lost Belt King or something? And if that's the case, it's understandable. After all, they think that Karudea is a nuisance and keep attacking us. It says, we don't know about that. That means that Karudea has been known, if that's the case. Hey, can I ask you two something? You guys are saying some weird terminologies and weird verdicts and tones. You are protag, right? You are Marine, correct? Then who the hell is Karudea? Is there another primitive life forms besides us roaming about? Oh, sorry. When everything calms down, I'll explain everything. And besides, look. Huh? Wow, that's kind of cool. Relaxing and breezy. There's lights and look, there's even tables. This looks like a humanoid living space, right? And very culturally, very culturally stabilized. And it's kind of modern-esque. And it's peaceful. Because there's no guns. I bet whoever lives here, I bet whoever lives here is a very kind person. Oh. It says, hello. You must be the new customers or new guests. It seems that Mr. Romani is told, from what I heard from Mr. Romani, are you from the side of the Karudea? Huh? Wait. Did we just hear a voice from the wall? Ha 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 ha. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry for scaring you. Right now, I'll deactivate the protection cloak color. It says, when I'm in my thought process, I would like to be blending into... When I'm in my thought process, when I am thinking, I would like to be alone, so I accidentally blend myself in with the atmosphere, or aka background, so it's more like a camouflage state. I sincerely apologize for the disrespect. Okay, that my theory is correct. Dinosaurs are humans of this world. Nice. What? It's a dinosaur! Help! A dinosaur. おや、ディノスとはまだ遭遇してはいないのですね。Interesting. So what do you call yourself if Dino or Dinos is considered a angry, it's like ghoulified version of a human? おや、ディノスとはまだ遭遇してはないのですね。It says, it seems from the reaction, you probably not have encountered a Dinos yet. Please do calm down. The proper human side of peeps. Or, Mr. Servant, perhaps. Is that correct? My name is Tepeu. I like the title before he calls himself Tepeu. It says, clearly looks like dinosaur. Clearly a dinosaur. No matter what angle you look at it. It says, I am a Dinos that is hiding and living here in this cavern. Tepeu. Oh, are you like the monitor or something? 姿形は違うと同じ剣道体の学習型記憶を象徴する栄光を持つ英霊長このおける Yeah, okay. So it says, while my looks and my features might be quite different, I am the same, quote unquote, when it comes to environmental learning type as well. It is the quote unquote Homo sapien intelligent life form type memory sequence storage creature that presumes the spiritual heir to the era, aka I am the humanity of this world. この世界における人間です。Yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's cool. So dinosaurs are humanity of this world. That's crazy. So yeah, in this world, I suppose we were considered to be humanity. It says, as a formal law and the moral standards, I will not be eating any animals or living life forms that has knowledge or intelligence. After all, I am a herbivore. All I need is some water and sun, and eating meat is unnecessary. It says, I will not be devouring you with my mouth as a source of earning nutrients. So you all should be at ease and please relax a bit. It says, oh, yes, perhaps since you are a guest, I should give you some quick water to drink, I suppose. Currently, Mictoran is in a season of quite the scorching heat. Would you, you would perhaps need some hydration. It's okay. We'll leave right away. Yo, what's up, old man Tepeu? I finished the whatchamacallit? I finished the water pickup that needed from the underground well. What are we doing next? It says, yeah, you want me to clean some dust off at the mountainside over there and pick up materials for you? Tentai Kansoku no Jishi desu. So Mash and Habanyan was together, which is good. It says that's where you're wrong, Miss Habatron. That is probably the location to figure out the constellation observation, or aka Tentai Kanshi no Sechi desu. So yeah, it's to see the the sky or the stars, right? It's an observational gimmick. Essentially saying it's kind of like a telescope, or it's kind of like a kakudo kizanda kyushu. It's like a sundial. It's essentially it's essentially she's talking about sundial. It says, by using the angles to figure out a time gimmick sequence and by aligning the star's position correctly, then the shadows will... Yay! We found MASH! It says, no. Thank you. We've been waiting for you, Master Protag. I wonder. That's interesting. I wonder what MASH is gonna feel now that we're not Master anymore, and what would happen to her if she has to pick David over us, because now we're no longer a Master. Because remember, here's the fucked up sequence that MASH is gonna have to choose. Because while she's a half demi, she's also half servant. Meaning that her body, the more she fights and the more battle high she gets and the more experience she accumulates, she gets more of a hero, more of a servant than human. And once she does become a human, fully fledged servant humanoid that is a hybrid, she has to pick either she has to side with a master who can boost her, or B, pick a senpai that has no capability to boost her combat skills whatsoever. And as a fact that since we do not have a command seal, we can't provide her from magical replenishment, which means that she can have a side effect because she's not replenishing magical energy. Therefore, she could either implode or start hurting herself because of, like, it's like running on, you're running on, like, this electrical battery, but the electrical battery runs out, right? The water for the battery ran out, so you need to refill it, but we no longer have the material to refill it. So MASH has to either fight with, like, if she picks us, she's gonna fight a fume battle, versus if she picks Kadok, not Kadok, if she picks actually she can pick Kadok too, which would makes it very interesting because our worst case nightmare comes true, because Kadok's gonna save the world instead of us, which is one of the most scariest shit in the world that we witnessed during the Garden of the Lost, right? But we're determined. We were determined, and kind of the reason we were okay with the circumstances. Alright, so anyway, going back to it. No, we lost everything. Mystic Code wise, we have some minor anti-poison positions, so we should be fine to an extent, but not like we had before. It says, ボーダーから最後の通信で無事であることは聞かされていましたが、it says, yeah, from the border's final last transmission, I've heard that you are all safe and sound, but I never thought we were able to rendezvous this quickly so fast. I'm really, really grateful. It says, I'm sorry for making you worry. I'm really glad that I was able to meet you super fast as well. So that human is Karudea, huh? What I thought of in the image doesn't match quite correct, though. Well, whatever. Hello, Karudea. My name is u-olga Murray. It says, as a friend of Protag, I brought him all the way here. A friendly alien, I suppose. Wait. Director Olga Murray? Huh? No. It's not Ade Olga Murray. It's you, Olga Murray. Okay? You must call me by my full name with respect. My goodness. It says, yeah, do not, don't pull any punches like these two idiots saying you or miss you or whatever. Okay? You? Okay. I have calmed down a little bit now. I sincerely apologize for the embarrassing scene that I've shown you. Hey, it's not Mash's fault, you know? At this situation, anybody would be confused of what's happening. Because, hey, isn't that thing technically the foreign... Foreign what? No. I understand the situation quite well. You have a memory problem and something has happened to you, correct? And so you have only remember your objective and your name. Is that correct? Even in a situation of dire peril even in a dire situation that you are currently in. Thank you very much from the bottom of our heart to saving Senpai and the Marine. That's right. Praise me more. After all, if I wasn't next to them or be with them, they would have... I wonder what would have happened. They were very resilient on survival, so maybe they would have survived somehow without me, but... why are you holding my mouth? Isn't that thing a foreign god? Shh, Miss Habitat, we can't be using that terminology for a long while. This is as expected of Mash. She understands the situation quick. No, Tepeu-san, yeah. I would like to go back to the conversation of what Miss or it, Teperu, was saying. Right, I want to hear the conversation that Teperu was talking about too again, now that we've calmed down. Can you tell us more about this world? Are you perhaps... okay. Is it alright to come from my perspective? Fucking Olga's like, no. I can't handle reptile. この通り町から離れて隠れ子の身ですので、繊維には疎いのですが。So it says, as you can see, I live in a far outskirt of the actual town. And whenever it comes to trends or a current era, I might not be knowledgeable, but if you're okay with the knowledge within my understanding, I'll be happy to help. Proper human of Prote. Yes. I've been known the knowledge and intel that the terminology of the proper human history is already been given. From the looks of it and from my observation, a very resilient, strong, and understandable human road that properly led the history. I agree. I concur. And yes, that the fact that our own world is to be labeled as a lost belt, the world that is supposed to not exist, is already been verified and understood as well. Apparently, we are essentially a what-if world that does not exist in the very first place, in an impossible sequence created by unknown. Wait, so, do you know what Karuya is then? Ah, yes. After all, that person named itself as so it was a very peculiar and intellectual, valuable conversation. A proper human history and lost belt. The surviving timeline versus the history that should be dissipating. I've gotten understood the basic concept of the relationship and the circumstances. And on that note, I would like to say this outright before we continue. I do not see you all, Karudea, as a threat or outer foreign enemies. I'm only perceiving you all as guests.我々の世界、我々の生活を脅かす侵略者でも、複製者でもない。It says, yeah, the fact that you guys are not going to threaten our peaceful life structures, or you are no invaders nor conquerors. I would like to believe that you are doing your very best to do what you all must do. I believe that I would like to perceive you as a friend from another world. Are you sure? You know that we're trying to... Yes. I also know that you are here to technically erase, destroy, eradicate this world, correct? Please do not worry. We Dinos have no interest or care in that manner. It says it might not be, it might not be so in your world. However, a world should perish. Ooh, that's kind of a very intellectual thing he just said there. あなたたちの世界ではそうではないでしょうが、世界は滅びるものです。So, Tenpei right here specifically is saying, for you guys, right, for your circumstances, the world should not perish or go extinct. But the world should perish. A world is to be perished. Meaning that he's saying a very scientific thing. What lives has to die, right? And what Tenpei is saying, the earth should die. Earth should perish. Is what it's saying. So it says no matter what, no matter what or no matter how it happens, I will not have any feelings of emotional burden to it. Therefore, I have no reason or no doubt. I have no reason or no doubt to witness you all as an enemy. Wait, are you sure though? But if this world were to disappear, Teope, you know, Tepe, you'll... Yes, I'll probably disappear. それで何が起きるでもない。I'll probably disappear. I agree. However, それで何が起きるでもない。What? What is that? ですが、それで何が起きるでも。That's an interesting wording they use there. It says, perhaps, and I will perish. However, that will not wake whatever up. Or it says, yeah, I will disappear. However, it's not like nothing has happened. Yeah, I'll be very hesitant and I'll be a bit more resistant if you were to tell me if I were to disappear, the world were to disappear. But luckily, that's not the relationship we currently have. Therefore, I'm more concerned about your relation. I'm worried about your connection more than ever before. Because from what I've heard, okay. So Tepeu is saying, I'm not connected to the world's death. So if the world dies, I don't care, right? But if he's connected to the world death, and if he were to die, and then if he dies and the world dies with him, then he's going to be more hesitant, which is understandable. Okay, that makes more sense now. And then, yeah, Tepe is saying that However, the circumstances is quite the opposite with you, or is it not? Because if you all were to decease, that means that the world that you resided in disappears, correct? It says, if that's the case, you and I walk a completely different path. And I, as a representative of a human on this side, I would cheer you on for your hard efforts. It says, I sincerely hope from here on out you would be steady strong, right? Heart strong. I would hope that you make the decisions that you would completely believe in that would not embarrass anybody, especially to yourself. What the fuck? This dude is so big brain. Are these the lines that you talked about? Yep. Anytime they say a dots, they're hinting at something or they're meaning something else. They're also hinting at either the future or the past or a gimmick that's being explained a little bit different than usual, right? それが何が起きるでもない. And then this is the part where he explains himself, right? It says, if I were to die, the world's not going to perish. Then I don't care. However, if I die and then the world perish with it, I would be more resilient to resist. But that's not the relationship that I have. It's more of you guys that I'm worried about. So this dino's kind of wholesome. This dino's pretty intelligent. This dino is kind of dangerous. Because if you don't know in FGO, your greatest enemy is the smartest friends. Dots. What a very wholesome and kind person. Humanity. Humanity, huh? This is completely off the charts from the humanity that I've etched and thought of. Whatsoever. Dinos, I suppose? Compared to Protag. Compared to Protag, you seem to be quite the couple of evolutionary stage above this life form. However, what bothers me and irritates me the most is that voice. It says, your wavelength barrier and sequential order from the vocal cords should be completely different from the usual regality. How are we able to have a conversation in the first place?
それはマイヤ、この世界そのものが起こっている自論知識的そうです。以前、新しい文化が我々の世界にやってきました。クリプターという方です。Interesting. それはマイヤ。
So David brought the Mayan civilization into the Jurassic world, able to speak a quote-unquote Mayan language, which essentially is the language that we can actually speak to an extent.
それはマイヤ。この世界そのものが起こっている地理執行法です。
So essentially, it says currently that is the world's acknowledgement and approved sequence. Beforehand, a new civilization came to our world. I believe that person is called a cryptor, I suppose. The word he used, the language he used was Maya. And by analyzing and by using his words and analyzing it and using it as an acknowledgement, he helped us and tuned the basic knowledge within us. Therefore, we were able to conversate verse by verse, meaning by meaning. We've adjusted to so. And because of that, you can almost think that this entire world or entire section, an automatic translation machine, has been added. そうですね。この世界全地に自動解釈機がかかっていると思ってください。そっか。そうだよね。テンペの声と僕らの声違うんだし。で、そのマイヤって何？なんかすごい人だめよ。Yeah, so essentially acknowledging the basic understanding, analyzed it, and able to use the same meanings together to have a optimal conversation. It's been adjusted and it's been bounded by. So therefore, think of this entire earthly realm as an automatic translator. But even if we had the automatic translator, we still didn't able to translate the tekkas. I wonder if we have to get like a blessing or understanding or a contact. I think we need to get a proper contact, or we need to get a permission from the gods, or if not, have the concept of trying to understand them to learn or hear what the fuck they're saying. So essentially, Tempeu is saying this, okay? David told them how to speak using the basic knowledge and understanding. The dinosaurs, aka the humanity of this era, can now use not telepathy, but essentially a understanding to the fact that whenever they speak, it's automatically translated so people can understand it. And then Marine specifically says, yep, I bet that was the case. It says, yeah, our vocal cords and Tepe's vocal cords are quite different after all. And says, who is this Maya thing? Sounds like a great person. It says, no, Maya is not a person. It is a living life form, however, but I suppose I believe in your word terminology will be easily explained as good intentions, or as the world, it is a feeling, emotion that is used around to make the world a better place. In this, aka, the earth, the land world, the land side of the earth, Mictoran, using Mictoran as the root, using that as the source and the origin, everything goes swaying and dictates to. Wait, Mictoran. So yeah, it specifically says Chikai Sekai, aka yeah, it's essentially it's an underworld world Mictoran, right? So you got two words. Fuck. I hope he explains everything. But what do you mean by that? Yeah. So it says underworld, underland world. Yes, it is very hard to believe, but in this Lost Belt, there is a cavern. The cavern of the world. This Lost Belt is in the underground era cavern that is depicted as the world. And it's just like Agartha. It says the land is not properly made like a the land's not horizontally made or the water feature whatsoever. It's essentially just like Agartha, the landscape is not smooth. It says this world looks like a quote-unquote cylinder, right? Aka round cylinder type structural. However, 重力が周内 or 対面に対して動いてます。The gravitational pull, gravity works differently. It says even though it's technically not in rotation, you can definitely see the circumstance very similar to a space colony structural type. Yeah, how is energy being produced? How is energy being emitted? Where's the sun, water, and wind temperature and whatnot? All that. You can definitely see it within our retina, right? That this world is a vast space that is over 100, 1 million. Is it 1 million? Is it 100? Yeah, it's at least 1,000 kilometers. It's 1,000 kilometers up and down at least, and 100,000 kilometers left and right. It says, yeah, technically, this should be impossible, right? Scientifically and basic knowledge-wise. 地球の流体である抽象って it says why? Yes. It's because the best record we have in 2017, the deepest layer that humanity was able to dug close was 12 kilometers long. Ah, そして我々人類が存在する大地の球速は深くとも40メートルとなり、その下はマントル間です。つまりこの世界は外側と岩とセリスの世界だ。マグマだって吹き出してるかもちゃん。Interesting. I wonder we are living inside the tectonic plates. That would be fucking cool. Right. It says, yeah, the fact that we were able to dug down into... so this is going to be talking about the layers of the Earth. Which is fantastic, because the layers of the Earth is going to play a significant role on definitely Lb7 and future Type Moon products. It's not layers of Earth's atmosphere. I want core. Layers of the Earth's core. Which is very important. Oh, let's see. What are the layers of the Earth? There we go. I need like the super scientific version. That's it. Open image in new tab. I think I want to just do that, yeah. Ta-da! There we go. So, mesosphere, stratosphere, troposphere, lithosphere, asthenosphere, crust, mantle, outer core, inner core. So, 第二地区は深くとも40キロなんです。これ下はマントルです。So, yeah. So Master specifically talking about from the lithosphere all the way to asthenosphere, right? Humans were able to dug it down. But from that below is actually the fucking mantle, right? And then Mash specifically saying that this world's outside, right? この世界の外側は溶岩と溶石と隕石の凝集の世界だ。マグマだって吹き出してるかもじゃん。It's saying that we are living in under the mantle is to be notified, right? Underneath the mantle, and the world outside, aka the outer layer of the Earth, should be, and like Nemo Marine interjected, like volcanic and insane, right? Magma spewing out left and right. Cool. It says やはり、半人類の環境と異世界の環境は違うものなのですね。It says, so I see. So it means that the proper human history's environmental sequence has to be a little bit different from the Lost Belt sequence. This world's name is called Mictoran. The Dinos world that's been separated by 9 layers. Ooh, 9 layers of Mictoran. That's actually good. However, the Mictoran, the title or the name that has been given was very recently. It says the leader of Oserotoru. The leader of the Oserotoru, Iskari. Iskari spread the word. Iskari, aka the leader of Oserotoru, has spread the word of such. Unfortunately, that terminology and word was not born from the Dinos. Wait. Oseruto? That word sounds very familiar because it's a Mesoic fucking... Because Oseruto is, I believe it's the creator god, right? And creator god, and then, no, because that's Jagger Man. Called the Smoking Mirror. Dinos Oseoruto. Oseoruto. If the Oseoruto is the leader of the Jaggers, because technically Tetsuka is the creator god. Oseroto means Jaggers in the day of the Aztec calendar associated with god Tezcatlipoca. Yeah, Tezcatlipoca, which is the fucker we gave the command seal most likely to. Is the god of the night sky, ancestral memory, and time. He associated with change, brought about conflict. Asala is associated with pallor, valor, and recklessness in dangerous situation. It's a day to be honored to brave warriors. Okay. Yeah, so Ocelot, who is that? I'm gonna play dumb. Yeah, so there we go. In the quote-unquote middle southern America, the term of Nahualt, right, Nahualt, it represents the word Jagger. AKA, in the Aztec Empire, in the Aztec mythology, it is known as the warriors. The warriors of, the brave warriors of sort.戦士テカラポシカの分身とミゾラマル恐ろしい精霊と言われていますが It says it's an avatar of the war god Tezcatlipoca. Yeah, the war god. It is an avatar of the Tezcatlipoca. It is quite the fearsome spiritual being that's supposed to live in close to the forest area. But, wait, aren't you talking about them over there? That thing that had guns and assaulted us. The one with with a mask that looked like, It essentially has a quote-unquote mask, right? A fearsome mask wearing upon their faces. Which is the Jagger warriors right there. So those are ocelots. Which, yeah, I can understand that. So it seems that you've already encountered it. I never thought that they are, I didn't think that they were already this close.
彼はクリプターと共に会われた同族で、戦いを遇して我らティナトを借り始め、今では第5層に大きな都市をひらめいている。Interesting. So wait, what layer are we in? Are we in layer 9 or are we in layer 1? So yeah, essentially, Tepeu specifically stated that they're the same creatures. Yeah, they're the same family species types that came with the cryptors, and as a representative of battle, they have started hunting down dinos. From what I've heard, they've created a great. They've created a big territory, right? Great territory. Essentially a town versus or city. The great city in the 5th layer. Apparently, the leader of Ocelot, Iskari, Iskari wants to eradicate the dinos, aka humanity. With the hands of Ocelotoru, a lot of the dinos have lost their lives. It says they'll either captured, wounded, and killed, or have poisoned and lost their intelligence and gone berserk. So those were the dinos. The quote-unquote wild dinos that went crazy for us, right? Because I think they looked like they were fucking heavily poisoned. No matter what you say, yeah, like me, dinos that lives in the wild does not exist anymore as much. Yes, now that you mentioned it, Ocelotoru definitely looks just like you two. And yes, this thing called weaponry, a gun, when I heard that the first time, it was quite the surprise. So it says, yeah, arrive together with the cryptors, then if that's the case, they're the same being as humans. Not really. It says, yeah, I never thought they were such a bad guys. Why are they doing why are they doing this? Yeah, territorial war. Didn't that, yeah, does that happen around Mictoran? It's not more of a territorial war, but it's more like a resource gathering, I suppose, just for taxation, you see. It says they, yeah, they value our flesh. Yeah, they fillet our flesh, and they would use our bones. They would, they would flay our flesh, use our bones, use our heart as treasures, and create some commerce. そのような行為はマイヤは認めていないのですが、マイヤの目を盗むように巧に明確に yeah, so what I just said before, right? Technically Maya, right? Maya doesn't approve of this, technically. However, just like they steal the eye of Maya, they do it discreetly and intelligently. It says, yeah, it's an organization, not really like a terrorist group, but essentially it's an organization that's created using violence to its own profitability. Yeah, it's a Jutsu organization. それがOcelotoru. So essentially, Ocelot is a quote-unquote a gang. Or like an organization.
or a group of people gathered in order to make money, because that's their thing. Wait, and then Merlin specifically says, wait, that's just mafia then. This jungle is quite scary. And then, I was about to say, it's almost like a mafia type. And it says, yeah, definitely a very hidden organization that sells illegally, I suppose. Then if that's to be the truth, then, everybody's in danger. Everybody in the border is in danger. We have to rendezvous them quick. Yes, we need to definitely go to the storm border as fast as we can. But then again, unfortunately, the last communication we had with the border was 4 hours ago. Oh, shit. Miss Xian specifically says the biggest part of the ship's functionality, it would take quite a while to repair it. Therefore, it'll take a couple of days to recover, recover the communication side, is what she said. I see. But I'm glad that they're safe and sound. Hey! Can I speak now? Can I speak now? We need to hurry. The fact that we were able to rendezvous with Protag and Marine, now our next priority is the border. Storm border went about in the south direction. About 300 kilometers to the south. We need to hurry. I don't know with this sea of trees how many days it'll take to get us there. So the time's of the essence. We can't waste any more of them. It was quite dangerous with Mash and me and Mash alone. So now that Protag's here, there's no problem, right? This Oserotoru or whatever, if they start attacking us, we can summon a servant and fight them back. In worst case scenario, we can use Master's magical energy and shoot the black barrel if we need to. About that. In truth. What? You can't summon a servant? Oh, I see. That's why. That's why you went. I'm sorry. I didn't even notice. I didn't even notice. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry for being a very useless servant. I really am. Huh? It's just this and that are quite different. We need to go to the storm border now. The term storm border. I believe it is the flying rock that came from the heavenly sky, correct? The heavens wall. Yes. I believe if I remember that trajectory, I think it went down to Chichen Itza? What the fuck? Went down to Chichen Itza, aka the underworld of red. From here on out, you have to cross the underworld of red, Tora Uki. It says, I don't recommend you guys going there now that you just arrived. Are you coming with me? Poggers? My nodders? Yo, Tepe with the... 目かしをしているのです。何しろ、久しぶりの外出なので。So it's just saying, Mr. Teperu's, Teperu, what are you doing? It says, I'm dressing up. After all, it is quite the rare occasion to be going outside. It says, I probably can attempt to stop you. However, that'll be quite futile. I believe you will go whether what I say yes or no to, correct? Then I believe you need a guide. So let me reintroduce myself. Hello. My name is Tepeu. Hoshizumi no Tepeu. AKA a stargazer of Tepeu. The fact that we were able to create a bond between all of us, a fate, I would like to treasure it. So therefore, I will guide you throughout the golden tree of seas of Mictoran. Okay, okay. How the fuck was he able to build this room, by the way? He's a dino? Whoa. Holy shit. So